আচ্ছা, নর্থ বেঙ্গলে বেড়াতে গেলে আপনি কি এমন একটা হোমস্টে খোঁজেন যার বারান্দায় বসে ভোরবেলা এই দৃশ্য দেখা যায়? এমন একটা জায়গা যেখানে থাকলে আপনার ক্যামেরায় এই দৃশ্যগুলো বন্দী হবে? লামাহাটা ইকো পার্কের 4 কিলোমিটার নিচে এমন একটা জায়গার নাম হলো রানাগাঁও। সেখানকার একটা হোমস্টেতেই আজ নিয়ে যাব আপনাদের। আজকের সকালটা অন্যরকম। ঘন কুয়াশার চাদর একেবারে মুড়ে রেখেছে রানাগাঁওকে। হঠাৎ আলোর পরশ লাগে সর্বত্র। আর মেঘের আড়াল থেকে ধীরে ধীরে উঁকি মারেন তিনি। চলুন হোমস্টেটা একটু ঘুরে দেখাই আপনাদের। এই কটেজটার নাম হলো কালিজ। এরকম মোট 4টে কটেজ আছে এখানে। এগুলো হলো খাওয়ার জায়গা। উপরে ডান দিকের কটেজটার নাম থ্রাশ, আর তার ঠিক পিছনে ম্যাকপাই। এতক্ষণে নিশ্চয়ই বুঝতে পারছেন একটা পাহাড়ের ধাপে ধাপে সাজানো হয়েছে কটেজগুলোকে। ফলে আকাশ পরিষ্কার থাকলে প্রতিটি কটেজ থেকেই কাঞ্চনজঙ্ঘার দেখা মেলে। একেবারে পিছনে ওই কটেজটার নাম মিনিভিট। খেয়াল করে দেখেছেন প্রতিটি কটেজের নামই পাখির নামে রাখা? অবাক লাগছে না? জানতে ইচ্ছে করছে না এই অভিনব ভাবনা কার? কে এই হোমস্টের মালিক? দাঁড়ান, আগে হোমস্টের নামটা দেখাই আপনাদের। এই যে এইখানে লেখা আছে নামসেওয়াল কটেজেস অ্যান্ড হোমস্টে, রানাগাঁও, দার্জিলিং। আর এই হোমস্টের মালিক হলেন সাবিন মুখিয়া। সেই সাবিন মুখিয়া যার সঙ্গে আমরা আগের ছবিতে চা নিয়ে গল্প করেছি। এই ছবিতে অবশ্য তার হোমস্টের গল্প হবে। একটা দিন চলে গেল। একটু একটু করে দূরের পাহাড়ে জ্বলে উঠছে দার্জিলিং শহরের টুনি বাল্ব। রাতে সাবিনজি আপনাকে দেশ বিদেশের নানা রকম পদ নিজের হাতে রান্না করে খাওয়াবেন। মনে আছে তো, উনি গ্লেনবার্ন টি এস্টেটের হেড শেফ। রাতের শেষে সকাল হয়, নিয়ে আসে নতুন আশার আলো। আজ আমাদের সাবিনজি নিয়ে যাবেন এক নদীর সঙ্গে দেখা করাতে, যে নদীর নাম রুংডুং। ঘন জঙ্গলের মধ্যে দিয়ে যেতে যেতে সাবিন মুখে আমাদের পাখি চেনাবেন, আলাপ করিয়ে দেবেন গাছেদের সঙ্গে। কেমন করে শুনুন তাহলে।
And the neem is Melia indica. So they are very much related. Looks like very much like neem, but then the properties of neem is like very high. Why? And this is just for the shade. And that senior person was telling me as he saw, you know, that thousands and thousands of like seeds, like berries, and when it drops, you know, hundreds of will come, grow. Hundreds of this will go, the saplings will grow, and he was saying that it is not very much suitable for the tea plantation, because the tea plantation in the top soil matters a lot, because it's very much fertile soil, you know. But if that amount of the saplings are growing in certain area, then the sapling will absorb all the nutrients of it. Which is true also. I mean, one tree will like if you have one tree, and in a year or two you will have hundreds of them, and the birds which are just you know, eating that tree and dropping the seeds elsewhere in any area. The you know the boundaries of that tree, like first it was introduced in tea area. Now you can see it in the forest as well. So the number, like it's growing, I mean, become little bit like, you know, infested kind of a thing, you know, it's just over, you know, like lapping the indigenous trees. So it's not quite, you know, rather than the other trees, like you can see Ceres, this, yeah, Ceres. This was also introduced in here. The Korai tree, this was introduced in here. But the Korai, this is a Korai. This one, the other one, with the olive green. Olive green is the Korai tree. The one in the middle, like the you know, the pinkish thing, like reddish thing. This is Ceres. I mean, they were also introduced hundreds of years, like 100 years back, by the Britishers. You know, this was done by the Britishers.
Not indigenous?
It is not indigenous. It was introduced, but then you know, it is like, you know, it's become like a very indigenous kind of thing. You know, like the growth is very limited as the indigenous trees are growing. It's become local now. Even you see those dhupi, you know, the dhupi pine, or the pines what you are growing up in the Lamahata Park area. So that was also introduced by the Britishers. Yeah. But over the centuries now, it's become very indigenous, and it's growing very well in here. So that is actually, we call it dhupi pine locally in here. Botanically, it's called Cryptomeria japonica. So it was,
From
yeah,
Japan.
yeah, introduced from Japan. The main purpose of introducing it was like to make the tea chests. Those days, the tea were exported in tea chests. Nowadays, like there are so many rules and regulations that you can't cut trees and all. So the tea chest, you rarely see the tea chest nowadays, but which has been replaced by the tea like sacks or the bags now. But those days they used to make a tea chest from that particular dhupi pine, which is like, and after seasoning becomes very light in its weight, very light, like a cotton light. Yeah, very cotton light. But it's when you build a chest, it's like very robust again. It's very hard and robust, and it can hold the tea for a very long time. So that was the purpose of the Britishers introducing that tree in here, Cryptomeria japonica. And as you see, if you go towards the eastern Himalaya, middle Himalayas, or the western Himalayas, you won't find that pine there. It's like more occupied by the cheer pines there, like the pine which is called cheer pine. You go towards Himachal, you go towards Bhutan or eastern like Arunachal and all, you'll get cheer pine there. But if you come towards this Darjeeling, Sikkim, Himalaya and the eastern part of Nepal, so since it's been 300, 400 years now, so that area has been now occupied by that dhupi is spreaded in this area. And it become very indigenous and local now, so it's also growing very well in this area.
এত কিছু জানলেন কিভাবে? এই প্রশ্নের উত্তরটা শুনুন।
We have 4 siblings, and out of 4 siblings, we all had very good education because my father always gave the priority of education in the children. So we had a very good education and had a very good chance to go to school. Although I remember, and my friends who were, like the friends from the village, actually, we used to go to school together, but then at a certain age, they dropped out and started going to tea work. Since those days, like the income was very less of the family, and people didn't prioritize on education. So like class 4, 5, they just dropped out the school and they started going to tea work, and which was like an extra income for the parents also, and they were so happy. I mean, they didn't oppose that they had to, and they didn't compel the children to go to school. And now what happened is like, out of odd 30, like similar age group children from the family, we were only 2 person to get have a graduation out of 30 odd. So one is a school teacher right now, and I'm working in the in the hotel now. And yeah, but later on people started realizing that education is very necessary. So during the 90s, what happened was like the thing opened up, and like globalization happened, and the economy, people, it started booming up. And it opened since in our childhood there was no transportation. I mean, nearly zero. So now you see hundreds of cars and bikes plying around this road. But those days, when I used to go to school in Darjeeling, there were hardly 2 or 3 taxis which used to go to Darjeeling, catering the whole of this valley, So we used to either, and as being a student, we never get the chance to properly sit in a proper seat. So either we used to, hang behind or in the roof. Since you are young, and then like the drivers also used to say that you are young, you are capable enough to, the seats are for the senior people only. So senior people used to sit, had the luxury to sit for the seat, and we never got the chance to properly sit properly in the car. So since like very few taxis in here. But over the years, when 90s happened, as I was going to high school those days, then people started going out in the metros for work. And as I'm telling you, my friends who had dropped out also started realizing that, like the life in the tea garden is quite hard. So, like first 2 or 3 people started going to the metros, and when they came back in a year or two, then they had their own story that I've become this or that. I mean, earning this much, and then it's always people are attracted. They say they're attracted with the bright light of the cities, so people started going out, and then they realized when they went there, they realized the value of education. Because in the villages, it's like it doesn't really matter the value of education. I mean, if you are educated, I mean, like it goes on. The life goes on in the way. But when you go to the cities, every step you have, if you have a good education, that matters. So when they realized that if we had done graduation, that I could have done this, I could have been.
এই কথার পর নৈঃশব্দই ভালো। শহরের ব্যস্ত জীবনে তো ফিরতে হবে আমাদের। তার আগে আসুন এই নিবিড় প্রকৃতির মাঝে হাঁটি খানিকক্ষণ, আর ভাবি কি পেলাম আমরা এই দুটো দিনে। কাঞ্চনজঙ্ঘা, বিলাসবহুল কটেজের আরাম, দিনভর বিভিন্ন বাহারি পদের খাবার। আমার কি মনে হয় জানেন, আমি সাবিন মুখিয়ার মতো মানুষকে পেয়েছি। ভূমিপুত্র শব্দটার প্রকৃত অর্থ যিনি আমাকে চিনিয়েছেন। হাতে ধরে শিখিয়েছেন প্রকৃতির সহজ পাঠ। পাখি, গাছ, প্রজাপতি, আকাশের তারা, এসব আর এই জীবনে চেনা হবে না। কিন্তু একটা মানুষকে তো জানা হলো যে এ সব কিছু চেনে, এবং চেনায় বহু অর্থের বিনিময়েও যা কেনা যায় না কখনো। তাই সাবিন মুখিয়ার কাছে যান, একবার, অন্তত একবার গাছের কাছে গিয়ে দাঁড়ান।